Tom Woodard, golf, 1973 to 1977. Tom was the first African-American to play varsity golf here at the University of Colorado, believed to be the first black player to earn any kind of All-American distinction when he garnered honorable mention honors in 1977. He often played his best in the Big 8 championship tournaments, first tying for 16th as a sophomore in 1975. Then tying for 5th as a junior in 76 and placing 6th as a senior the following year when he earned an individual berth in the NCAA championship. He competed for 2.5 years on the PGA Tour after his collegiate days and qualified for 2 U.S. Opens and a PGA championship. Following his competitive days in the Tour, he settled back here in the Denver area where he has been a major impact on the game of golf, including as the director of golf for the city of Denver, co-founding the First Tee of Denver, and his current role as general manager and director of golf at Foothills Park and Recreation District in Denver. Hall of Famer here at the University of Colorado, golf 73 to 77, Tom Woodard.
Okay, simmer down. I guess I'm the light at the end of the tunnel. One of the best books I've ever read was by Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers. And in that book, Gladwell talked about commonalities of achievers. And one was obviously hard work. He coined the phrase 10,000 hours. Another thing he talked about was no one ever achieves a level of success without a mentor or several mentors involved in their life. So I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to some of those who are responsible for me being here today. But before I do, I'd like to share a story with you. Got a call from Rick that I was going to be inducted, and shortly after that, Dave Platty called me and asked me if I wanted to play in a golf outing at Greeley Country Club sponsored by the University of Colorado. Well, on the first tee, I found out that I was playing with Rick George, and Rick introduced me to the editor and publisher of the Boulder Daily Camera. Is he here tonight? And I apologize, I cannot remember his name. But anyway, Rick said, this is Tom Woodard. He's going to be inducted into the University of Colorado Athletic Hall of Fame later this year. And we were riding together. And on about the 7th tee box, we're waiting for the fairway to clear. And he said to me, he said, so Tom, congratulations on your honor. What position did you play? And so I said, look at me. I said, what position do you think I played? And he says, you're 6'4", you look like you're still in pretty good shape. He says, I think you played defensive end. And I said, good guess, but I was a golfer. But it's not what you think, because when I was a little kid and I used to walk that 3 blocks down to City Park Golf Course, the East Denver Junior Golf Club, men's club, sponsored a junior golf program, and it was free. The clubs were free, the lessons were free, but we were taught by a retired postal clerk. And what they did for golf clubs for us was they would take adult clubs and they would cut them down 3 or 4 inches. So if you know anything about club fitting, if you took an adult club and you cut 3 to 4 inches off of it and gave it to a little kid, you were basically giving that kid a telephone pole. So as a young man playing golf, you had to kind of use your hands and you had to put your hands into the swing. And so I have a kind of a unique swing, if you will. So I kind of got that off, and I think that's what he said. So my first thank you goes to the East Denver Golf Club. I think that I may be the only one that's ever been inducted into this Hall of Fame that never received a penny from the university's athletic department. And I kind of grew up in a different era in the sense that it wasn't late. I started playing golf in the middle 60s. But when I played junior golf, it was still very segregated. If you think about baseball, Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1947. Well, it wasn't until 1962 that the PGA Tour eliminated a Caucasian-only clause from its bylaws. So what happened was that I grew up playing junior golf in a pretty segregated environment. So when it was time for me to attend college, I didn't have a resume. And the junior golf director came to me and he said, listen, he says, I got an idea. Why don't we apply for the Evans Scholarship? And if you're not familiar with the Evans Scholarship, it's a full ride caddy scholarship. The criteria are you had to caddy so many loops a year, there were certain academic standards that you had to meet, and you had to have the financial need. And I had all of those. So I attended the University of Colorado on an Evans Scholarship. Little background on the program, it was started by a gentleman named Charles Chick Evans. He was one of this country's best amateur golfers. He played in the 30s with Bobby Jones. And Charles Chick Evans grew up as a caddy, so he started this a caddy program, and that's how I attended the University of Colorado. So thank you to the East Denver Golf Club. Shortly after that, my summer of my senior year of high school, a local businessman called me over to his business, and he said to me, he said, listen, he says, I think you're a pretty good golfer. He said that if you graduate from the University of Colorado, I would like to sponsor you in an attempt to get your PGA Tour card through the PGA qualifying school. And there was two things about that conversation that I'll never forget. The first thing was he said that if you graduate from the University of Colorado, so he put that carrot out there. And the second thing he said was he kind of gave me a goal at that time. He said, our goal is to get on the PGA Tour. And he's here tonight. Willie Kellum, stand up. So I attended the University of Colorado and I forgot what he said, and I could not wait to get out of here. I played 4 years of Division I golf, and I graduated 4 years, and I said, I'm ready. Didn't know what he was going to say, but he said, let's do it. So he sent me to the Asian Tour, and I played the Asian Tour for a year, and I came back, and shortly after that, I got my PGA Tour card, and so thank you very much. You've been a great friend and a mentor for me. And finally, here's what the University of Colorado did for me. I made a career decision when I was 11 years old. Took that 3-block hike to the golf course, and I'd see this guy there every day. He was dressed very nicely, he gave golf lessons, and he played with the best players there. And I soon found out that he was a PGA head golf professional at that facility, Bud Brueggemann, and I said, that's what I want to do. So when I attended the University of Colorado, I said, what can I major in that would best equip me to follow my career path? So I enrolled in the business school, and I got a very good quality education here. The other thing that the University of Colorado did for me was that growing up at City Park, and those who play golf, there's a huge difference between public courses and playing private courses. Attending the University of Colorado gave me the first opportunity to play quality golf courses. I mean, we had a great schedule. We'd go to Hawaii, California, Arizona, Texas, and I got a chance to really create a benchmark, if you will, of what I needed to do or where I needed to get my game to be successful. And when I was in college, some of my peers were Freddie Couples, Mark O'Merrill, Jay Haas, Curtis Strange, Corey Pavin, Payne Stewart, all that went on to win major championships. And when I was in college, I wasn't able to compete with them very well. But after college, with the help of my sponsor, I think when I got my card, I think I finished third in the qualifying school. So my experience here at the University of Colorado was amazing. And I'd like to say my final thank you to the rowdy crew in the second row. I mean, there's 7 brothers and sisters, and got a lot of support here. And they didn't drive up 36 to get here. I've got family from Columbus, Ohio, Long Beach, California, Midland, Texas, Houston, Texas. So thanks. It's always been like this. Thanks for the support. And my greatest achievement is my 3 kids. So I'd like to introduce them. Aaron, my son. My daughter Amber, and my daughter Ashley. And last but not least, my partner, Barbara Wilson. Then the one story, and I'll get out of here. So Barbara's a very good golfer, and she has an excellent golf swing. It looks like Annika Sorensen, just a perfect golf swing. So shortly after we started dating, we played golf together. We were late for our tee time and rushing to the pro shop, paying our green fees and heading to the first tee. And I started off very badly, and she was beating me. So we get to the first tee, she puts her ball, she addresses her ball, puts it on the tee, and she sits up there and she backs off and she starts talking stuff. And I just looked at her and I didn't say anything, but in my mind I said, I think I'm in love. So I found a woman that loves golf and will talk stuff on the golf course. So again, thank you very much for the University of Colorado. It's been a pleasure.